Well,
Whoops.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking house wine.
It's cool can.
It's a limited edition one for Pride Month.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I thought it was really pretty. And I also like house wine a lot, especially considering that 2 of these cans is 1 full bottle of booze. And they put $2 towards human rights campaign. So, like, duh, obviously I'm going to buy it.
Hell yeah. Did you buy it in the store or online?
In a store.
Nice.
Whole Foods, I actually bought it from.
Oh. Whole Foods
Yeah.
because they sell alcohol places other than the East Coast.
Yeah, we're the only place that you have to go to 2 fucking stores.
So weird.
Well, if you didn't know, I'm Ricki.
I'm Jake.
Hey, you're listening to 20 Something Doing Nothing, where we typically do talk a lot about booze.
Yeah.
So you better get used to it.
I haven't been drinking on the episodes lately because we've been recording at 5 p.m. and it's later in the day for you, but my day's still ending, so I'm not winding down, ready for a drink yet, you know?
Boring.
But I also was drinking at noon today at work, so there's that.
So now you're just making shit up.
Well, I wasn't
for
drinking,
reasons not to drink.
but I was consuming alcohol. I wasn't drinking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Turn your phone off, you rookie.
That happened last week.
It's it's your first fucking time ever recording a podcast.
It's actually my 7 a lot.
7 a lot. Wow.
Yeah.
Then you should be turning your phone off, sir. If
This
you're at
is
7 a
episode
lot already.
48 since we restarted.
Oh, that's weird.
48 weeks.
And we got 48 million more to go.
Well, we missed one, so technically this is 49.
We missed a week?
Yeah, for something. I forget what it was.
Oh, you had no power.
Yes.
Or internet. You had no internet. That's what it was.
Good times.
Not so good times, but are you cleaning your...
It was dusty.
Ew.
My microphone
Okay.
stand was a little dusty.
Let's get into random shit because not that we're going to try to make this short, but we got to make this short.
Okay, so we're not going to make it short. We're going to make it short.
Not that we're trying to, but we're also trying to.
Gotcha.
Do you want to start, Jake?
Sure. So have you ever had an instance where you're hanging out with people and they're like, oh, you better be careful what you say. Jake's got a podcast. He might talk about you.
Oh my God, it happens to me all the time. It's just like a warning. I should wear a warning on my forehead. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the radio or on my podcast. Do not say anything that you do not want me to talk about.
That happened last night, and I want to tell the story, but now I feel like I can't tell the story because then it'll just make them right.
You absolutely have to tell the story. Who gives a fuck if they're right? They were right. Tell the story.
It's not even a good story.
Okay, but what's the story?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's not even worth it?
No, it's not. It's not worth it. It was just a funny moment because it was everything you say, you got to be oh, are you going to talk about me?
Yeah, I am going to talk about you. I will change your name, but I'm 100% going to discuss whatever you said to me.
Oh, you're nice.
That's normally the way I do it.
Changing names. Psh, if you're in my life, that's sorry.
I change everybody's name just to be nice.
I feel like we haven't really talked about our friends' stories in a long time, though.
Well, because we were in the middle of a pandemic, and then I moved and I have no friends, and then you moved and you have no friends. So really we're friendless losers at this point, and we haven't been able to talk about our friends because we got nothing to talk about. We have no friends.
Well, I have some friends here now, so that's a plus.
So proud of you.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it?
Not me.
Me, definitely not.
It's just because they don't really know me. So they're like, oh, Jake seems like a cool guy. Just because, they just met me, so.
Right. And then in about a few months, they're going to be like, gotta dodge that weirdo Jake guy.
They're going to be like, fuck, what did I sign up for?
Are they in your apartment complex? Because then they're going to really be like, oh my God, I see Jake. Don't look. And then you're going to be that weird guy that's like, hey. And they're like, I'm nice. So nice to see you. And really in their head, they're like, fuck.
Yeah, they are. Well, one lives in my apartment complex. And then my other friend lives not in my apartment complex.
I'm just so happy that you live in a compartment.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of is like a compartment of a larger building.
It's true. I live in a compartment in my complex.
Why didn't we name them compartments instead of apartments?
What is an apartment?
Right. Like, I actually think that they should be named compartments now.
That would be a lot smarter. If everyone just listened to us, the world would be a better place.
Debatable, but I like the way that sounds, so I'll go with it. So my random shit has to do with the fact that I just changed the background on my phone. I just became a TT about 4 months ago.
My sleeve.
Nobody cares about the thing on your sleeve, Jake. I'm talking to you.
If you're watching this, don't look at my sleeve. Okay, you just became a TT 4 months ago.
So I just became a TT, and I'm obsessed with my nephew. Like, I think he's the best, most perfect baby that ever existed in the entire world. So I keep getting pictures of him, and since I'm far away from him, they make me really emotional, so I obviously save all of them. And I like show all of my friends like how fucking cute he is. Like, I post him constantly. You know that, Jake, because you every time almost send me a message like, oh my God, because he's so fucking cute. Like, he's the fucking cutest. So I just got one that I literally couldn't resist. I had to make it the background on my phone. But now I feel like I'm going to get judged for having it on the background of my phone. Like, are people going to think I have a baby?
Yes, 100%.
I think it's my baby.
Thing. Yep. They are going to think you have a child. So prepare yourself.
That's so awkward.
And then when you're out with AJ, they're going to think it's your child.
They're going to think it's our baby.
Yes.
That's weird. I really just like wanted to like look at his adorable chubby face every day, and I don't. I
did
want
that
people to think I have a baby
with my niece. I think I'm pretty sure I did it with my niece, and then I ended up having to change it because I was tired of people asking me if I had a baby.
God damn it! Why do people have to ruin all of our fun?
I don't know. That's what the world is there for.
Like, can't you just say like, "Oh, whose baby is that?" And then you could say either mine or like my nephew or my niece. It's a very simple way to go about it. Why does it have to be? Is that your baby?
Yeah, and we look young, so people are like not really sure. So like, when I was home before I moved here, I was pushing my niece in a stroller, and I was with my mom, and a neighbor comes up to us, and she goes, "Oh, whose baby is that?" Like looking at me, like wanting to ask if it's my child, but is not really sure.
Because I mean, like technically, it could have also been your mom's, because like sometimes women have babies very later on in life.
Yeah, could have been my child.
Yeah, could have been your mom, or could have been your mom's, or it could have been yours. Who knows? And it was neither of yours.
Thankfully. That's
I just like really, I thought about it like the other day, and I was like, oh, this is going to get real awkward real fast. Nobody said anything to me yet, but I know it's going to happen. Especially because like if I'm out, not if I'm out with like my friends typically, but if I'm out during the week, like I put my phone down if I'm out like on the table, just in case I get like a work email or something that has to do like with that. So I feel like if it lights up, people are going to look at it, and then they're going to be like, oh my God, your baby's so cute. I should probably just go with it, right? And be like, oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. He's the most beautiful baby in the world. I know.
What you should do is just make up a different story every time.
I'm going to be like, you know what? He's not even our baby. We adopted him. Or like, he's actually not AJ's baby. He's actually another guy's baby, so we don't really talk about it. Like, shh.
Like, we're not sure
make
who
it
the father
really
is.
awkward.
Right.
Yeah, like make it
way
more awkward than it needs to be.
Like every time your story changes.
What would be another story like that's not extremely fucked up?
Okay, the one I was going to say is really fucked up.
Like the one that I went to first was really fucked up, and I was like, that's just fucked, Ricki. Like,
mine was just morbid.
Yeah, like mine was. Yeah, I have a feeling it's probably around the same idea. Yeah. Yep. That's not okay. We need to not. No, that's not. Yeah. No.
Nope. So anyway,
time to change the subject. What else are we going to talk
about? I don't know. Where are we?
You need advice for your nephew.
Oh, right. Talking about nieces and nephews. So my nephew goes to day camp during the summer, and I was talking to him before camp started, and I was like, "Are you excited?" And he's like, not really." And I was like, "What do you mean not really?" He's 10 years old. And he's like, "Well, I like some activities, but I don't really love other activities." And I was like, "Okay, that makes sense." And then I was talking to my sister-in-law the other day, And she was telling me that apparently last summer he got bullied on the way to camp, which is, I guess, why
No.
he didn't want to go back. And it made me so sad. And I was thinking to myself today, I was like, what can I tell him to, like, what advice can I give him about bullies on the way on the bus or whatever, however he goes to camp? Because I'm like, I've dealt
I
with that
hate hearing
before,
this.
but I'm like, I don't even know what to say to him, because without being like, all you got to do is just take your elbow and just shove it into their face as hard as you fucking can.
Right.
So I don't know how to be like, do you ignore them, or like, what do you do? Have you ever thought about that? What are you supposed to do when you're getting bullied?
Well, as someone who got bullied a lot when she was in high school, and even when she was younger, I think that the best strategy would be to always reassure him how amazing he actually is. You know what I mean? To like consistently lift him up. But also, it's not like a bad idea to ask him like what he likes about himself. You know what I mean? Like, what are your favorite parts about you? And emphasize those a lot, as opposed to like really focusing on the actual bully itself, because then you're building self-esteem.
That's true.
You know what I
I
mean?
like
It's not so much like fuck that bully, even though like, yeah, fuck the bully, but this isn't going to be the first time that this happens. You know what I mean? Like, you can be bullied when you're younger. You'll get bullied in high school. You'll get bullied in college. You'll get bullied by your bosses. You know, it doesn't really go away, unfortunately. So I think that personally, I think the biggest thing and best thing to do is to emphasize the positives that he sees in himself, so that he has confidence that when the bully is a bully, it's like, okay, well, I really don't care what you have to say.
I want to know what they're saying to him, because if I knew what they were saying to him, I feel like I'd be able to give him better advice.
Right, but you don't want to ask him about it, right? Like, you don't want to
No,
like,
I would ask him, but I don't know. Like, your advice is very valid and good, but I want to know what to do for the act, like I want to know what to tell him to do while he's getting bullied, right? Like, I'm not a fan of violence. I've never gotten into a fist fight. I hopefully never will. But sometimes you just gotta fucking punch someone right in the fucking face.
I mean,
I
I
would never
slammed
tell him to
somebody's
do
head
that,
in the
though.
locker in high school because of bullying, so I can't say much. I think that since he's young, though, the best strategy is to ignore the bully. I don't think that he should
Yeah.
be getting into fist fights.
No, I definitely would
but
not tell him that.
but I think the best strategy is like, while it's happening, to ignore him and to just remember, like I said, the things that are amazing about him. You know, like as he's saying whatever he's saying, it's like, well, or even if he's like, well, I don't care because I think I'm great, but not being aggressive. Being aggressive is not going to help, as somebody who has been aggressive in bullying situations. And I get it. Sometimes like you get so angry and you get so worked up that that's the only logical explanation, and I would lie to you if I said that it didn't make me feel better in that moment. But I was also so emotionally immature at the time that made me happy in the moment. Like, I felt better after getting into a fist fight, which is
Right.
why I'm saying I think that the better way to go about this is to lift him up through the positivity of how great he is and his positive qualities that he likes about himself, what you like about him, what his parents like about him, as opposed to feeling like he needs to have a negative like repercussion against a bully.
I feel like you could treat it as like a troll on social media, because people who troll you on social media are just looking for your attention, and it drives me insane when people get trolled and then publicly post about it and then like respond to this person, because that's the only thing that they want, is they want your attention. And my favorite thing to do is when somebody says something that I don't like, or they say something nasty, I just delete the DM or I delete the comment, because then I give them zero satisfaction, right? They say whatever they want. They're like, oh yeah, fuck this or whatever. And if you're like, no, actually, this is why I do this, or this is why I do this, then they're like, oh, now you feel a need to defend yourself. But if you just, goodbye.
Yeah, I
It's
try
like
to
they
ignore
never said
those
it.
for the most part. Like, I'll leave them, because for me, I'm like, I want other people to know that you're a piece of shit, not just me. So I'll leave the comments for the most part, but I won't really address them. It's very few and far between that I actually address them. But that's also, again, has to do with like our emotional, like, what am I looking for? What word am I looking for? growth.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Ricki in high school would have felt the need to go back at these people and be aggressive about it and be like, well, fuck you. You're a piece of shit anyways, and pick on something that doesn't even fucking mean anything and be a bully back. Where now adult Ricki knows that I don't really give a fuck. Because again, I like me. I've worked really hard on myself to become a better person. And I think that I'm consistently growing, but I'm on a great path. So I really don't give a fuck what you have to say about me. The only time that I really give a fuck what anybody has to say is when it has to do with somebody that's not me, but somebody in my life. Like if they were to say something about AJ or my parents or my brother or my nephew or something like that, then we have a problem and I'm going to be a bitch about it. But anything that you could say about me, I don't care because I'm so emotionally aware of who I actually am that whatever you have to say about me doesn't fucking matter. But that went through years of therapy and years of working on myself and realizing what I liked about myself and that I'm not a shitty person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that I was just doing shitty things. So again, just to further like push this point, him not retaliating in a negative way will make him feel better in the end. Like later on in life, he'll never have to do what I did where I looked back and I was like, I was a shitty person at one point. And I didn't handle bullying well. I didn't handle people being shitty like well. But now I've gotten to the point where I can deal with that in a stable emotional way.
See, I was just bad at sticking up for myself, which is why I don't want to see him do the same thing
Not
that
stick
I
up
did.
for himself. Right.
Right. Because then even now looking back at these moments, I feel like so shitty about it because I'm like, wish I would have said this or I wish I would have done this. But then we talked about this a few weeks ago or whenever that was about one of these guys reaching back out to me, asking me for job advice. And that is all the satisfaction I needed.
Right.
Where like I look back and I'm like, damn, I wish I said this to you or I wish I did this. And then now you're coming to me for help. Like, guess what? I don't need to do anything.
Right.
That's it.
So it's kind of crazy though to think about the fact that you felt bad all these years because you didn't stick up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt bad all these years because I stuck up for myself too much. Like I went overboard with it. Like I became such a hard ass and I thought everybody was against me all the time. So there needs to be like a balance and it's so hard to find that balance, especially when you're young because you're still learning.
It's
you're
even
still growing.
Hard. Right. I think it might be even harder to stick up for yourself as an adult. Because when you're younger or you're a kid and you say something really fucked up or whatever it is, it's that doesn't really matter, right? Or you can slam a girl's head into the locker and it's fine. What if you were to slam your coworker's head into the table?
Yeah, that's not going to work.
They might press charges on you, right? Like something really bad can happen. And now finding a way to stick up for yourself as an adult in a respectful way is not easy. I was just talking about this with my friend today. And it's like, if you have the ability to do that and do it in a way where you don't come across as an even bigger piece of shit than the person that's doing something to you, like that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, you need to maintain your ground, but also in a way that's like, I'm still more respectable than you are. And that can be very difficult. But I think, again, with your nephew, he's in a very big learning phase. Because how old is he again?
10.
Oh, he's so little.
I know. I just wish he would talk to me about it. He doesn't, and it makes me sad.
I get why that would make you sad. That totally makes sense. But then why don't you reach out to him? Because you said that he'll text you sometimes, right? Like Insta or iMessage you from his iPad. Mm-hmm. So why don't you like message him and just ask him consistently, like, how's your day going? See if then he like starts to open up about it. And then you can be his middle point. Sometimes it's nice too for people to hear that you've gone through the same thing that they went through, even if you're 10. So I think opening up to him about like, I've been bullied for years, but I'm okay. You just have to handle it a certain way.
Yeah, he doesn't really answer my text messages.
Oh, has he got to that point where he's like, I'm too cool for you?
Well, he goes back and forth. Sometimes he'll answer my text, sometimes he won't. And then when I left, I told you he was bawling his eyes out. And I'm like, now you have to answer my calls. And now guess what? He doesn't answer. So
keep trying.
One day he'll talk to me. Yeah. There was a TikTok trend going around where people were texting their siblings or significant others like just random things they were doing all day.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd be like, I just ate. I just went to the bathroom. I'm going to bed now. Like all day, and just see what people's responses are. I'm just going to start doing that with him. I'm going to be like, I woke up. Hey, I just had my first cup of coffee. I'm just going to start texting him everything that I do.
Yeah, you got to keep trying, because I think
See
that
what
it
he
would be
does.
a nice bonding moment for the two of you too.
One day.
Eventually.
What was your random shit? Where did we start that? I don't even remember.
My random shit was about my nephew, so then we went on to your nephew.
Oh.
We're gonna go on to my boyfriend.
Oh. We're going from nephew, boyfriend. So your boyfriend now lives with you.
Yep,
right?
He just got here last week.
Oh.
End of last week.
Is he there right now?
He's actually making us dinner right now. That's partially why I was like, we're not trying to make this short, but like we gotta make this short, because I have him and his sister here. So they're actually out grilling right now, and I don't want to be rude and be like, oh my God, wait for me, but like also wait for me.
Yeah.
So AJ's here, his sister's here for the week because she came down with him, which I think is really nice. She's been like helping out with getting things situated. He made my apartment an entirely different place than when I first got here. So like everything has changed. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Pretty much everything's moved to places that I don't know where anything fucking is anymore. And did I tell you? Oh my God, did I tell you about the crock pot situation?
Yes. How you have 2 crock pots?
So he brought the fucking crock pot that
I
didn't want him to fucking
Oh, you already had one.
I had the crock pot, and the agreement was that we were going to throw away or give away. You have a crock pot now. I'm so proud of you. You're going to fucking make such bomb shit in there. Oh my God. I am so excited for you. I can't wait to visit and for you to make me fucking delicious food in the crock pot.
I got it as
Hell
a gift.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So,
so you had a crock pot. He had another crock pot.
He had a crock pot, and that's the one we normally used, but my mom gave us a crock pot, but it's a crock pot that does like 7,000 things. Air fryer, crock pot, Instapot, like it's a million different things in one. So I was like, why do we need your crock pot when mine does 7,000 things? But he's emotionally attached to this crock pot for some reason and doesn't want to give it up. So I thought when I left the crock pot there that he would leave it alone. But no, he brought the goddamn motherfucking crock pot with him. So now we have 2 fucking crock pots for 2 people in a 700 square foot fucking apartment, and it makes no goddamn motherfucking sense.
So you're going to be cooking a lot of crock pot meals.
We're going to have to make so many crock pot meals if he doesn't want me to either hit him in the head with a crock pot one day or toss it in the garbage. It's going to go in a cabinet where we don't even reach or can get to, and it's just going to sit there, and in a year or 2 years, whenever it is that we move, and when I like say to him, this is filled with dust and we have not used it, I'm going to fucking throw it out. And if he gives me a problem, I'm going to punch him in the head.
Well, you should just throw it out before that time, like 6 months from now, so that when you go to move, and he's like, what happened to the crock pot? I don't know.
You know, people keep saying to do this, but I feel really bad doing that. And even though I'm really annoyed about the crock pot, I also don't want to hurt his feelings.
Yeah. He does love the crock pot. So I'm letting him have
the fucking crock pot for now, but he's also rearranging my entire apartment, trying to get used to like sleeping in the same bed with him again, because we talked about this. He's a terrible sleeper. There's a lot. I'm very happy that he's here, though. I am really happy that he's here, though. I did miss him so much, so I'm like really happy that he's here. He's excited to be here. Yeah. It like is slowly starting to feel homey again. You know, everything's finally here. He's here, so it's all good. It's just a lot to get used to after I just got used to a whole new thing for the last 2 months, 3 months.
It sounds like you might have a rug where you're sitting now.
I don't, but I have a lot more stuff.
Different. That's why.
I have more stuff here. Yeah, it's not so empty now.
Right.
It's slowly filling up with like actual shit and furniture. Slowly but surely.
All the crock pots.
I will have a desk soon though. So next time that we do this, I'll actually be doing this in my bedroom with a carpet.
Nice.
So I won't be echoing.
Did you do something to him when he moved?
Are you talking about the prank that I pulled on him?
Yeah.
So I pulled a prank on AJ. I had actually just posted a reels of it, of part 1. I have part 2 coming probably tomorrow. But AJ had promised, I had promised AJ that I would not get a dog until he got here because we both want to get a dog. We want to adopt a puppy. And I work with Nashville Humane Association with my job. So it's really hard for me not to adopt a puppy because they come in once a week with a new puppy to highlight so that people adopt the puppy. And I see these puppies every week and I can't adopt any of them because I promised him. And I really do feel like it makes sense. I didn't want to adopt one before him being here. So I got our listeners involved with the show that I work for, Woody and Jim in Nashville, and asked people if they knew anyone who had baby pigs or tiny mini pigs that I could borrow for a few hours because I wanted to prank my boyfriend.
Oh my God.
I wanted the pig to be here when he got here last Friday and to say, you said we couldn't get a dog, but you never said anything about baby pigs.
What?
Yeah.
So the pig was in your apartment when he got there?
So we have amazing listeners, and someone reached out and said, I heard you want to rent my pig. And I was like, yes, ma'am, I want to rent your fucking pig. How much do you want for this? So I gave her a $25 Panera gift card, and she let me rent her pig for like 4 hours. 5 hours, actually.
Wow.
Her name was Special, but we pretended it was Precious because I knew that he would hate that fucking name. So I was like, he's going to fucking hate this. Major plot twist that I'm not going to tell anybody that happened, but there was a major plot twist because you need to watch the video of his reaction to the baby pig in my apartment. So when he got here and walked inside, I had said exactly what I just said to you. I know you said we couldn't get a dog, but you never said anything about baby pigs. And he said, what? And then I picked up a baby pig and he said, is that a fucking pig?
Oh,
and then I'm not going to tell you anything
God.
else. So you need to watch to see. It is a major plot twist. Like, I was not expecting what happened to happen. So keep an eye out on my Instagram. The reels will be on there. It's pretty fucking crazy and totally unexpected. He just walked in the door too. We're talking about the pig. He's smiling. So everybody needs to look out for the video so you know exactly what happened, but I'm not going to tell you what happened.
I love that.
But also, like, I'm complaining about the crock pot, but also he has to deal with pranks like baby pigs and shit. So
Did you say you almost said fake pigs?
Yeah, like fake pigs. I was going to try to do a different crazy animal, and then I was like, a pig works fine. But yeah, so I guess it's even.
I guess a pig is funny. That was a very good prank.
She was really fucking cute too. Like, we genuinely bonded.
If I was AJ, I would have just turned right back around.
Jake said if he were you that he would have just turned right the fuck around. He's laughing. He's laughing pretty hard right now.
Good times.
So now he's saying, so do you appreciate me for who I am now? Knowing that he didn't just turn around and leave?
Me? I've always appreciated him for who he is.
Oh, Jake said, me? I've always appreciated him. He said, aw, thanks, Jake.
This weekend, cute. I did something that I haven't done in a very long time.
I have guesses, but I don't want to say them out loud.
No, I did not do that.
Oh, bummer.
I know.
I did.
Must be nice. Okay, so our friends Erica and John came over this weekend. And they're doing like a California road trip, and they texted me.
Thank you for not inviting me, by the way. It's fine.
Okay, I have to explain this to you, and I waited until now to explain it to you.
Yeah, please do.
I feel a little bad because from our text chain, it definitely seemed like you were the only one that was not invited, and that was not the case.
It would 100% seem like I was the only one not invited, and I literally was like, fuck all these motherfuckers, and I'm just not going to speak to any of them right now. I'm busy doing shit. Fuck them all.
So what had happened? What happened was 2 weeks ago, they texted me and they said, we have a question for you. And I said, okay. And they said, can we come live with you for a few days? And I said, absolutely. So they're on a road trip, I guess, California road trip right now because they have off of they don't have off of work, but I don't know what the deal is. So they started in Napa and then they went to Lake Tahoe and then they went somewhere else and then they're going to San Francisco and then they're going back to LA. So this wasn't like a trip that I had planned and invited them. They had literally invited themselves over and I said, yes, please come visit me. So nobody else had gotten an invite and we did not forget about you because I would never forget about you. And I'm also happy that we didn't make it a whole big thing because I'd realized that doing a trip here with more than a few people makes everything so complicated and it would have been a huge pain in the butt. So it was fun.
Okay. So tell me more about this weekend.
Anyway,
that I wasn't invited to.
If you were to text me and say, hey, can I come live with you for a few days? I would say absolutely. And that's what happened.
Well,
so
yeah,
anyway,
because I would literally come either way. So you have no decision.
Right. So I spent the weekend with them. And after they left, I'd realized that the thing that I'd done that I haven't done in a long time was spend time with single people.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because John and Erica are both single and I'm single. And most of my friends here are single. Actually, both of my friends here are single. And then I'm like, wait a minute.
But before that, you were surrounded by couples. Like
always,
in Jersey, everybody had had somebody.
Always was a couples, right? You and AJ, my friend Dan and his fiance, my friend Nat and his girlfriend, my friend Anthony and his girlfriend, like 90 Sam and William.
Yeah, like everybody just has somebody.
Yep. And Andrew was like my only single friend in New Jersey. It was always me and couples. And I never have a problem with that because I like all of my friends' significant others, but it's just a different vibe, you know, when it's like all you and all couples. And then when it was just single people, I was like, this is really different. And I don't know what was different about it. Yeah, I think the thing that was different is I felt like I could be more myself when there wasn't somebody's significant other around.
Interesting.
Right? Like if I'm with you and AJ, I don't hold back at all. Right?
There's no reason
completely myself. But there's some significant others where I feel like I'm just a little bit less myself when I'm around them. Just because, you know, I feel like I'm a lot sometimes and I try and tone it down a little bit. But
also
when
some
it was just
couples are weird. Like some couples are a little over the top and a little touchy-feely and a little like you're here but not really here because we're here.
They bicker all the time. And it's just like, when it's just single people, you don't have to deal with any of that.
Right.
And
there's no bullshit.
Yeah. It was kind of nice. And I'm like, it's just such a big change. It made me realize that like my everything here now, my life here with like all my friends here are single. So like I went from only hanging out with couples to now only hanging out with single people.
I kind of love that for you though.
It was a nice breath of fresh air, I've got to say. Like it was just, I don't know. No, I didn't have to deal with anyone fighting. I didn't have to deal with anyone like little, you know, those little comments that people do, like couples, the like little bickering comments. That's not a fight, but it's like come on. There was none of that. It's just like
I would like if I looked at AJ and I was like, remember that time you brought the fucking crock pot that I asked you not to bring to the apartment? Like one of those kind of things.
Right.
It's
if
like,
someone brings up
with you, but you're doing something weird that I like feel uncomfortable right now in.
Yeah. So I don't miss that.
I don't blame you. I'm actually really happy that you're hanging out with mostly couples. Or I mean, mostly single
people
and not couples anymore because you're single. So you get to experience the more single lifestyle. Going out with singles, having people be like your wing woman or your wingman, having the same conversations about, I don't really want a relationship right now, or hey, I really like this girl, and it's all the same kind of playing field. Not that couples suck, but couples kind of suck. Like I am a couple, but like sometimes we suck because couples tend to forget what it's like to be single, and they tend to forget what it's like to date, and they tend to forget all of those things. So then there's no common ground when it comes to you experiencing all those things again.
Your situation is amazing. The fact that you were there a month or 2 months, however long it's been before AJ, because I feel like we talked about this before, but I'm realizing it more and more now. If I were to have moved here with a significant other, like if I had a girlfriend that I'd moved here with, how the heck do you make friends?
Yeah. Right.
Like,
It's
because
definitely a different way of making friends.
the two people, like, you would make friends probably with other couples, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, like, do you really have your own friends if that's the case?
Right.
So now I have my own friends. I'm not like, people are not inviting me and another person over or like whatever. It's just like, hey, Jake, you want to do this? Yes. Hey, Jake, you want to do this? Yeah, sure. Hey, Jake, you want to do this? Yeah.
You don't even have to think about a second person.
Yeah. So your situation is great because you had like all that time beforehand to like get settled and meet people. And then now it's like, oh, this is my boyfriend. Right. And then
Right.
now you have your friends, and then hopefully he'll make some of his own friends, but now you also can have friends together. So it's not just like
Yes.
you're only made friends together.
Which is what we would do in New Jersey. He had his own group of friends who are still my friends. Like I still consider his friends my friends. Just like I have my own group of friends that he considers his friends. But it's still different. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
his friends are my friends are his friends. We all love each other. But when it comes down to it, like those are his friends. So if there's a night where he's like, oh, I'm going to go out with my friends. And if he doesn't say, do you want to come too? It's not like I'm offended. I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. Like you're having a night with your friends. And then sometimes it would be, oh, I'm going out with like so-and-so and so-and-so. Do you want to come with? And then I would come with, and they're just like my friends. Like it's not weird. It's not like an awkward thing. It's just like, oh, we're all fucking friends. Same vice versa with me and him, like my friends. So it was nice that we always had a separate entity, but also could bring it together. And then we had friends who were our coupley friends. You know what I mean? So it all works that way. And it is a different dynamic here because of the fact that we're still making friends.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see who we make friends with, how we make friends with them, all that stuff. I mean, the majority of way that you make friends as an adult is through work. Like, let's be honest.
I can't wait to hear like how your friends develop now that he's there too.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely very interesting. I'm excited. I'm also very, like, I have a weird situation in the sense that I have one of my best friends who moved here.
Oh,
So
right.
him and his girlfriend are here. So, like, they're our couple friend 100%. And then I have people like my friend Zach, who I work with, who's become my closest friend here, from here. And I work with him so Zach and I could do things alone. But like him and his boyfriend want to go do things with Zach and or with AJ and I. So we can both be a couple and our own entity kind of deal. So that's kind of cool because that's what I've always done myself. So I like that that's an option. But I'm more excited for you than anything.
I think you and I are kind of cheating though.
Why?
Because we both moved to places that we've never lived before, and we already have so many connections, and like I feel like it's like becoming too easy for us. Like it should not be this easy.
I've said on multiple occasions that being in radio is weird because I know so many people, so many places, just because you become friends with people in radio, even though you've never met them, but you know they're in radio and you become internet friends first. And then you grow into so many other friends. Like I'm friends with people now who I only ever knew on the internet, and now we're friends because now I'm in Nashville. So it's really weird, but that's just like how it works in radio. And you coming into your job, you said that you already knew a few people that lived in Napa.
Yeah, well, my one friend I met because of work, not through work, but because of work. And then my other friend I met because of my friend from work.
Yeah.
So everything goes back to work. And neither of them were my coworkers. And it's freaking awesome because I can have a separate work and play life. It's great.
So again, though, like you make the majority of friends through work.
Yep.
As an adult, I was watching this TikTok that my coworker had brought up, and he was like, we need to play this TikTok on the radio because it was this guy saying how you make friends as an adult. And he was like, you need to go to the same place all the time. That's how you make friends. He was like, think about it. How'd you make friends in school? Because you were with the same people every single day. How'd you make friends in college? Because you were around them every single day. How'd you make friends at work? Because you saw them every fucking day. So you just need to go to the same place all the time, and then you'll start to make friends there. And I was like,
so
interesting, because I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, guess how I'm making friends in my complex? At the gym.
Yeah, because you're there every day, because you're actually working out. So like you're making friends because you're seeing them constantly.
That is so weird that that's how it works and you just never think about that.
Like, I made all of my good friends in LA other than Yachty and Mads, which they live together. But other than them and Hendo, who was my best friend from high school, everybody else that I became really good friends with were in my apartment complex. I saw them every fucking day. That's how I became good friends with them.
Yeah, nobody in my apartment complex except for my one friend talks to me, so.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Jakeford, but also
It's
not.
okay.
You're doing just fine. I'm very proud of you.
Thanks. I don't need any of them. All right, last thing we got to real fast, and then you have to go eat some foods.
Yeah, I got to eat. I got a jalapeno bacon cheddar burger waiting for me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Homemade.
I'm very excited.
Hot Mess Express. This week does not go to any of us. Either of us, I mean. Thank goodness. Today's
For once, it doesn't go to me.
Mess Express comes from Molly. Molly says,
Okay,
when I was a kid, my family went to Disney World and my parents thought they lost my sister. So, of course, they start freaking out, calling her name and scaring everyone around us, only to realize that she was sitting on my dad's shoulders the entire time.
On his shoulders?
That's like when you're talking on your phone, you're like, I can't find my phone.
I thought she was going to say only to realize that she didn't even come with them. That's why I instantly went like this, because I was like tell me she didn't even, she didn't even come with them. But you know how you just always feel like everyone's together, so you just automatically assume that she was there. Oh my God. That's also like glasses, like when you're elderly and you put your glasses either in your shirt or like on your head. And by elderly, I also mean like my mom does this all the time. So maybe not elderly, just like older. And she's always like, where are my glasses? I can't find them. And they're literally in her shirt. I'm like, woman, how you don't look down and see them on your shirt? Like what? But a child on your shoulders. Yeah, a child on your shoulders is pretty intense.
Yeah.
That's very heavy. A child's like 70 pounds.
I don't think the child was that old, because the child would have just been like, hi, I'm right here. It must have been like a toddler.
Must have been a younger one. Yeah. Unless she was just like, this is fucking fun for me. Because that would be me as a child. I'd be like, I'm just enjoying the ride here. Keep yelling my name.
Literally the ride, because the dad was probably like freaking out.
Yeah, 100%. Like, oh, this ride's fun. We're at Disney World, but the most fun I've had was on my dad's shoulders as he ran through fucking Disney like a psychopath trying to find me.
There's no lines for that ride.
Free for all.
Free for all. All right, well, congratulations, Molly. You are the conductor of this week's Hot Mess Express. If you have a story, send it to us on Instagram or Twitter at 20SDN Podcast, or text us at 201-588-5139. And this week, make sure you share this episode with the person that... the
person who you love the most.
No, because then everyone's going to send it to me, so...
That's what you think, bitch. So the wine is getting to me.
Okay, send it to the person you love the most.
Also, don't forget to check out Almost On Air and My Day Friday, because they both come out the day after we do.
Yes, I was on an episode of Almost On Air when they were in Napa, and it was a interesting episode.
Oh, I'm sure. I need to catch up. I've been like really slacking because I've been so busy, but I need to catch up, and I'm going to listen to that, and I have a feeling want to slam my head into a wall.
No, it's actually pretty good, but you'll probably
I'm
still
going to want to slam my head into the wall because like you guys didn't invite me, but like it's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
I didn't even.
I'm not bitter or anything. I'm like not going to not get over it ever. It's fine. Like it's
See,
totally
I should have just invited everyone because I know no one else would have come, and then it would have just made everyone feel better.
Yeah, you fucking dumbass.
Bye.